good morning. Welcome back to Soul. Thank you so much for tuning in, no matter where you're tuning in from, what you are doing, what your routine is when you're listening to this, if you are a recurring visitor to Soul. I just want to say how grateful I am to have you join me today. Now, I want to talk about something today. Again, as always, I'm going to keep it short and sweet, but something I've been thinking about a lot lately. And that's about being nice. Being nice is great. But being considerate, now that's next level. Now, we all know people who might not be, the warmest, most affectionate, or the first to throw out compliments, but they're incredibly considerate. They're the ones who will likely hold the door an extra second longer just because there's more people passing through. They're the ones who'll notice that when it's a big group and everyone's crowding up to get seats, if you're in the bathroom or you're somewhere else, they're going to be the one to save you a seat in that crowded room. They're going to make sure no one's left out of a conversation. If everyone's standing in a circle, they'll see that someone is right outside that circle and let them back in. Now, they might not be the type of person that showers you with words of kindness, but their actions consistently show that they're thinking about others. And honestly, the world needs more of that. Now, we're not saying don't be nice, right? But sometimes I'll take considerate over nice. I don't need you to shower me with kindness all the time. I need you to not do harm onto me or to others, but to think of me. Consideration is ultimately about awareness. It's about recognizing that you're not the only one here, that our actions, however small, may affect the people around us. Now, one of my biggest pet peeves is people who are completely unaware of their surroundings when walking. I live in London, which is a big city. I used to live in New York, and I had that same problem. But if you're in a busy city, I'm sure you know the frustration. You're walking on the sidewalk, and there's slow walkers taking up the entire sidewalk with no room to pass. And then all of a sudden, they stop in the middle of a crowded sidewalk. And that causes an entire domino effect chain of people behind them. I once even bumped into someone because I was going at their speed trying to get around them. And then everyone's like, sorry. But it's such a simple thing, but it really highlights the bigger issue when there's lack of consideration. Sometimes we forget to consider how our movements, our choices, and our presence impact the people around us. Now, one thing that's really important that I want to reiterate is I'm a firm believer in main character energy. I think that it's so important to romanticize life and walk like this is your story, this is your movie. However, I also think we need to remember that we're not the only main character. We're all coexisting side by side with stories unfolding at the same time. So what would happen if we took one extra second to look behind us before we stop, walk on the right side of the road, or stand on the right of the escalator? What would happen if we took one extra second to be a tiny bit more considerate? If we made room, physically, emotionally, mentally, for others to exist just as comfortably as we want to? And again, I want to emphasize, you're not becoming the side character to allow someone else to be the main character. If anything, you are exerting more main character energy by making sure everyone's included, by making sure everyone gets that space, by making sure everyone gets to exist as comfortably as you do. We don't all have to be sunshine in human form. Most of us are not. But we can be the kind of people who make life just a little bit easier for the ones walking beside us, behind us, in front of us, wherever we are. So that's food for thought for the week. I hope that you take that and do with it whatever you will. Ultimately, we all just want to become our best selves and live our best lives. And we deserve it. Life really is too short to hold on to things that don't matter and to not be living your best life. And with that, I want to remind you that everything we learn, we do it step by step, day by day. And so please take this onwards, have fun being the main character, embrace it, and make sure to consider others who are also being the main character. Let's have a positive domino effect instead of the one on the street of that awkward person who just stops to stare at their phones. And also, if you're in London, you probably don't want to be staring at your phone while walking. unfortunately, there's a lot of people on bikes going around swiping phones. So yeah, just take care of you. Thank you again, and I will see you next week on Soul.